Well, hundreds of thousands of people have farewelled Pope Francis at a ceremony steeped in tradition at the Vatican. Public mourners were joined by world leaders, royalty and dignitaries in paying their last respects to the pontiff. Following the service, Pope Francis was then laid to rest in a private burial at Santa Maria Maggiore Basilica in Rome.
And Emma Rebelato is in Rome and joins us from the Pope's final resting place of Santa Maria Maggiore. And Emma, just describe what this enormous event has been like.
Oh, it's been quite spectacular to be here for it, I have to say. Even here outside the Basilica this evening, there was a rosary mass that was held, a really touching ceremony. Hundreds, if not a couple of thousand people were here for that. There were a few days in a row, as of Wednesday through till tonight, nightly prayers and rosaries said for Pope Francis. But earlier, the funeral service was quite something. First, we saw world leaders have a chance to pay their final respects to Pope Francis as his coffin remained inside St. Peter's Basilica. And that remarkable image that we saw of Donald Trump having a meeting, a sit-down meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky. Then we saw the Pope's coffin being carried out by the pallbearers into St. Peter's Square. Thousands of public mourners turned out, many of them lining up since before dawn to be part of this ceremony. And it was led by the Dean of the College of Cardinals, Giovanni Battista Re. We saw cardinals and bishops on one side of the altar dressed in red. On the other side, we saw the black of the mourners of the world leaders. It was really quite spectacular, and applause rang out at various moments during the service as well. The Pope wanted a simple send-off, but it was something to behold. Then we had the procession. Hundreds of thousands of people lining the streets of Rome, and applause rang out then as the coffin went past as well. So it's a few kilometres from the Basilica of St. Peter's to here, the Basilica di Santa Maria Maggiore. The procession went past all the monuments that we know from Rome, including the Colosseum. We saw people, many lined deep along the streets to be part of this ceremony. People holding up their phones, trying to get a glimpse of the coffin as it went past. We spoke to a number of people about why they wanted to be part of this event, what Pope Francis meant to them. Here's what they had to say.
I think it's once in a lifetime opportunity to see such a big figure being laid down, and it's very touching to see all these people coming here to pay their respects to him. And I'm not myself religious, but from what I've seen and heard, he was a very good person and good figure in the landscape of religion. So I think it was important to pay my respect as well.
It was not just the fact that he was Latin American, but the fact that he was in the spirit for a church for the poor people, for the needed. It's the first time that we hear that kind of message given from the Pope, from the head of the Catholic Church.
It's the middle of the night there, Emma. What happens over the coming days and weeks?
Well, first of all, on Sunday, so in just a few hours' time, the Basilica will open its doors to the public, and the faithful and the public and tourists alike can come visit and pay their respects and see the tomb of Pope Francis inside the Basilica. Cardinals will come in the afternoon. They'll then hold prayers in one of the chapels behind me. But the funeral service marked the start of 9 days of mourning, so there'll be daily prayers and masses. They will be held in St. Peter's Basilica. That will take us through to Sunday, May the 4th. Then the conclave will begin. Now, we still don't have an exact date of when that will start. We know it has to be held between 15 and 20 days after the death of the Pope, and all eyes will be focused on that conclave. The shape and the makeup of that conclave is so different now to when Pope Francis was elected. So there are 135 eligible cardinals who can take part in this conclave. So they need to be under the age of 80. He anointed 80% of those cardinals. Many of them are not in Europe, so that's really changed the shape of it. But the big question will be, who will be the next Pope who is elected to lead the Catholic Church, and will Pope Francis's legacy live on?